certification and the value to you. Now, parts of it you might think, oh, it's a bit dry, but you know what? I recently helped one of our local AICI members here in Australia and another Image Innovators consultant, Julie Hine, get her CIP, which is the same level of accreditation that Anne and I are at. And you forget just how much work is truly involved, and it can really seem overwhelming. So being that I like to find the easiest ways and the most economical ways for anyone to do anything, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to have a look at what is required now, because seriously what she had to do compared to what I had to do, and I suppose I must have got mine 10, 11 years ago, it was quite different. So it was really interesting for me to go through this and see how things have changed, because, you know, I don't know if any of you know, but I've been on the international board a couple of times in the past, and things are constantly evolving. So as we get started, I'd love to welcome Angel, Leslie, Marcella, and Pat. Thank you all for coming in. And just off the top of my head, do any of you have any of the levels of accreditations? Are any of you CIC or CIP? I don't think you're CIM, because I think I know who all of CIMs are globally. No, Marcella. Pat, no. Leslie, Angel, just pop in there. And look, this Angel, no. Pat. This is interesting because a lot of people say to me, what's the benefit? Oops, why bother? And to be honest, why you bother is, and I'll just get to that in a minute. During this webinar, I'm going to tell you why to bother. A little bit about or a lot actually, about how to get your AICI CIC, your Certified Image Consultant, and then what you need to start considering to go for CIP, Certified Image Professional. I'm not going into Certified Image Master. I think there's only about 8 or 10, if that, in the world. And it is an onerous task, let me tell you. I started looking at it a couple of years ago. And that was kind of as my world was getting a bit rocky, and I shelved it. And it's still there lurking in the back. But I've got to say I'm really happy with CIP and what it has done for me. But you might think, why bother? Well, I'll tell you why to bother, because you want to stand out. You want to be the red tulip in a sea of yellow when they're looking. You want to be that light that's shining in the darkness when someone's going, oh, I'd like to get one of those image people. Who do I get? You want to be that piece that's standing out. That is what this does for you. I know myself, there is so much work. Because I used to do a lot of corporate work, but I also used to do a lot with women's groups when I was running my own business. And the reason was because they said, well, we can see you've actually studied, and well, and I suppose because I liked working in the corporate world, they could see I was engaged with my professional association, and they could see I was, you know, actively doing things to make myself stand out. Because I don't know if you realize there are a lot of stylists out there. It's now a term a lot of stores use. They have their in-store stylist. They just have someone in store who knows the stock and wants to put it together. They're often not trained. They're often not educated. And so what this can do for you is it can stand you out. And also the other thing it can do for you is as you start working through this, because you know what, we go to work every day, Whether you're working a 40-hour week or a 4-hour week, you'll be putting hours in. And over time, it can kind of blur into a whole lot of nothingness. And so applying for CIC and then CIP, all of a sudden, you start to feel really proud of what you've done. You get this level of accomplishment that you go, I did all of that. And you know what? It feels really good. So can I get a show of hands who is seriously interested in applying for their CIC? Pop my specs back on. Pat, good. Andrew, Leslie, Marcella, any of you seriously? Marcella, you are good. Angela, Leslie, are you seriously thinking of it? Because do you know what? We are here to help you as much as possible. You do know where you're typing also. There's just little, you'd like to hear what it's all about. Not a problem. I will go through the steps involved. And that, Andrew, you've considered it before? All right. Do you know what? I would love for you all to consider it, because for us to be able to say, do you know what? Not only do we have great image consultants, we have ones that are certified and accredited not just by us but by AICI as well, which is, and it's one of the two major governing image professional bodies. There's lots, if you start Googling, there's lots of them all over the globe. But the Association of Image Consultants International is the largest international body, and the Federation of Image Consultants or image professionals based out of the UK is the second. But a lot of their top members are also members with us, because it's kind of, there's sort of more of a global feel with what we do. All right, so let me tell you what's involved. Firstly, all of this you get off the AICI website. It does help if you are an AICI member. And AICI membership currently is $295 American annually. And it's annually from the day you join. So I would recommend if you're going to do that, because otherwise the price to do this is astronomical. It is currently, and today is what is today's date? Oh, you think I know that? The 24th of September, 2019. The reason I'm saying that is someone may be watching this webinar a little down the track. So as of today, the price to do the exam is $375 American. Okay, so they are two expenses. Now, because I run a full-time business, these expenses, being part of an association, is tax deductible for me. For all of you out there, see what the laws and regulations are tax-wise for your country. So don't say, Claire said, because it might be different in your country. But it is something I can claim back. So to start this, as I said, the value to you is it will start having you standing out from the crowd. And that's what we want. The other thing I found for myself by joining AICI, and for some of you it's also with joining Image Innovators, is people see that you're serious about your career as an image consultant. And when I joined AICI and then I started going through this, it's amazing how all of a sudden it started changing how I viewed my business and how I ran it. And just with having me having the belief in my business helped me grow my business and end up with the business, I had and have and created the things I've done. So to become AICI CIC, That used to be called FLC, First Level Certification. Now we're a Certified Image Consultant. What I like is you want to be AICI, CIC, because there are other people around there who just say, I've done a course and I'm a Certified Image Consultant, but they don't have these letters after their name. As you will see, what Anne and I do and everything we do, we have our letters after our name. It's something that we can use. And it is something that people will ask you, what is that? So here there are two ways to go. You can make the payment that's currently $375, sit the exam, which you can do online and it doesn't cost you any extra, and then give your portfolio of evidence of what you've done. So once you do the payment, you've got 6 months to sit the exam. If you fail the exam, you got to pay it again and start. So there are some books they recommend. I would say with the majority of what we are teaching you here, I'm literally going to go through our business building to make sure that we cover everything that would also be required in the etiquette section. But I know with the colour and the style, we have everything there that you need. Now, once you've successfully passed the exam, and you'll know straight away, you should get a response if you've done it online at the end of the exam. You've passed or you've failed. It's an 80% pass mark. You've then got 12 months to complete your portfolio. Or you can complete your portfolio first from when you've made your payment, and then you've got 6 months. So really from making your payment, you've got 18 months. So what is good about doing this, sitting in on this webinar, is you'll see what's involved in the portfolio. And you might want to see if you will get that done in the time. So first off, I'm going to talk about the exam. Now, for Divya, welcome. It's lovely to see you here, and really hope we see you here training with us. You can talk to any of the girls in here if you're interested in training. And Zhao Feng, now your name is, hang on a minute, because I know you just started training with us last week, or was it the week before? And did I say your Chinese name properly with Zhao Feng? Is that how you pronounce it? And you do have Lucy on your side. So hi, Lucy. Okay. Remember, if you have any questions at all as we go through, pop them in the chat box. I don't mind being disturbed. So as you can see, you can do this one of two ways. So what is handy is if you can see what's involved in the portfolio, whether you want to do that first or you want to sit the exam first. But let's have a look at what's involved with the exam. It's used with a company called Castle Worldwide. And when you say you want to do it with them, it can take up 10 days for them to give you a time. What I don't know, and I'm going to send AICI, do they work out their time frames because they're based in America, only in American time frames, or do they have global partners? And I believe they might. So if you are like us in Australia or in South Africa or in Europe, you may not necessarily be as far, or in Asia, as far out from the time frame. These are the 5 elements that you will be examined on. The AICI Code of Ethics. Now, I'll show you where all of that is written, and when you join AICI, you agree to the Code of Ethics. The physical aspects of image. That is, the body, what we see. The artistic aspects, that is styling, how you put it all together. The psychological aspects, those are the messages you're giving. And the physical is also the color, how it affects a person, the color, how you use it, the messages in color. So it's all to do with basically style and colour, and the social aspects, what your colour and style is saying. So they're the topics. So these are some sample questions. All right, and I'll get you to pop your answers in the notes. In North America, now they do things for different countries around the world. So, and we do have them covered, and I'm going to make sure we've got them all covered as well in our training. In North America, in order to project a high impact presence through non-verbal communication, which of the following should an image consultant consider? Announcing, I'm going to say herself because we're all women on this call, herself when she enters a room, offering her hand immediately regardless of the cultural setting, making eye contact, or lowering the chin slightly. So what do you believe, A, B, C, or D? Everyone, pop it in quickly. A, B, C, or D. What do you think is the answer? Let's see how you'd go with the... Come on. Anyone else? Okay. It's actually C. Now, this is one thing. This is why it's good to do these. So whilst it's in North America, you're not always sure, Pat, who's culturally in the room. So you need, and this is the one thing I'll say with every one of these questions, read all the questions and think. So no, it's not announcing, but it is making eye contact, because you may not go in and shake hands with everyone. Although you may offer it, but you definitely want to make the eye contact. So let's have a look at the next one. Don't worry, I went through all of these and I checked myself if I would have got them right. Thankfully, I would have. Okay. Which of the following is the definition of a colour's complement? You can all go ahead and read. Is it A, one step over on the colour wheel? Is it B, opposites on the colour wheel? Is it C, two steps over? Is it D, equidistance on the colour wheel? Which is a colour complement? A, B, C, or D? It's B. Yep. Well done. All right. Now, you can read ahead. As soon as you've read it, pop your answer in. And this is one I want you to read the whole thing. So which would be correct for a man wearing a suit? Doesn't mean it's correct from which combination would be correct. Black shoes and a black belt, braces with a belt, tucking in the narrow end of the tie into the shirt near the collar, or wearing a wide knotted tie with a narrow spread collar. Which of those combinations would be correct? Is it, would you put, if he's, I've got to be careful what I say here because I want you to read it. I need to have some music going here, don't I? Okay. This one I sat there and I went, oh, it's actually A, because you'd never wear braces with a belt. You don't tuck shirt in. Ideally, you want to tuck it down lower. You never put a wide knot with a narrow spread collar. What it is you're going to put black shoes and a black belt together. Because I sat there and I went, but how do we know black goes with it? And the thing I looked at, he's just wearing a suit. So the combination of shoes and belt must match. So the others are questionable answers. All right, next one. This is the ethics one. So, an AICI colleague confides in an image consultant that this person's involved in a conflict with another member. Which of the following actions should the image consultant who's been confided in take? Talk to other AICI members whose opinions they value and discuss the problem. Offer advice and coach them how to resolve the issue with that consultant face to face. Urge that consultant to contact the ethics chair and ask for assistance in resolving the problem. Offer to assist and talk to both sides in an attempt to get the conflict resolved. So someone's confided in you. Do you talk to others? Do you offer them advice? Do you tell them to contact the ethics chair? Do you tell them you're going to get them together? Yes, it is. You don't get involved. You advise them to go to ethics. So the answer is C. So that is one thing with the code of ethics. So if it is an AICI colleague confiding in someone else, send them back with another member. So that's why the answer is C. And the last one. Which of the following statements is true about communication? Men and, women communicate verbally in the same styles. Verbal communication styles are the same everywhere. It's sometimes best to alter your verbal communication style to match the client's pattern. To be authentic, always maintain your own style. Yes, it is best to alter your verbal communication style to match the client's pattern. So these are the questions. That's what they look like. So what you want to do when you're considering about to sit the exam, I would actually highly recommend you can go and do a practice test. There is a practice quiz online. It's all about, and I didn't finish it yesterday because someone rang as I was halfway through it, Shakespeare. So you can actually see how you do the exam, how you answer them. They actually look like this, and you just go through them and you answer A, B, C, or D. Or you can, for US $20, do 40 of our old questions to see if there's an area you're weaker in than another. Because the actual exam is about 100 questions and you get 3 hours to do it in. Now, if English is a second language, you can do it as an English as a second language. So, you know what, if you're wondering, you can go here and do that exam if you want. All right. And so that is the exam part of it. It is scary. And believe me, when I came out of it, and it has changed quite considerably, I was going, I don't know why they asked this question or that question. We don't have that in Australia. Rah, 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 rah. As you can imagine, I wasn't that quiet. And since then, they have tried very hard. They've brought in people to assist with writing the paper from all around the globe. So it does have a very much a global feel, but now it requires us all to have a global knowledge. So that's the exam. Now there's the portfolio. The portfolio is based on points, and you have to get a certain amount of points to pass it. You can send it in paper or digital. And I sent in mine in a folder. And the thing you do need to be careful with folders is often the lever, like we use a thing called a lever arch here in Australia. And I think, which looks like this, And I think in America, most of them are 3. And I believe I was told all of my folders, she didn't know how to open them. They all got broken. And a lot had got broken in the post. I would highly recommend you do it digitally. And if you want to do that, I will give you a hand with setting up a Google site. We use them quite a bit at the back end to share material between us here, South Africa, and keep a lot of our files on. What I love about it is you can create a website that your whole portfolio will sit in, and you're just going to look very beautiful. So you can do it digitally, or you can just print everything up and post it in. So start off, you need to sign the AICI Code of Ethics. Let me just check something here. All right, I'm just going to come down to here. Oh no, that's the next one. You need to have proof of 30 hours of training, your own photo, and 5 client evaluations, which you will need to post to them. So let's go into the next step. These are the sections. There are 6 sections for the CIC. So if you don't feel you've got any of this ready, I would almost hold back until you're closer with this, unless you're going to have it done in the next 12 months. So firstly, the Code of Ethics. Go onto the AICI website. You will find that there's the certification section at the top, and there's the CIC handbook. It looks like this. Download it. And the Code of Ethics is in there, and you just copy those pages and save them as a document, and you would upload or you would print out with your signature saying you agree to it. Now, next section is professional preparation. So you need to have done 20 hours of training with an AICI provider. If you've done any of our training on, style or color, you are covered. And 10 hours with another non-AICI or another national image company. So if you've done makeup courses, if you've done styling courses, if you've done any business programs, anything that is within our list of core competencies, and they are all listed in, there's so many, anything to run your image business is covered. So just 10 hours, you can do an online course, and you require 3 points here. Now, 1 point is 10 hours. So if you've done more, I think it's up to 50 you can do, but this is the minimum you need. 3 points, which is 30 hours. And you need to have a minimum of 20 hours with a CU provider, a minimum of 10 hours with someone else, and if there's other ways to get other hours in. But I'm just going to be sharing with you what your minimums are. Section 2 is your business identity. You need to provide them with a professional business headshot, showing them you've had either a business card or a logo done, and your website. Minimum here of 5 points. Websites you can, and I've been looking at this, you can do something as simple as a Wix one, which is very affordable, and it will help you sort of be seen out there. So more than just a Facebook. Section 3, consulting. You need to have had 5 paid clients. They give you an evaluation, you send it to your client, you get them to fill it in, you get them to put it in an envelope, and then put that envelope in an envelope to you and post it. You can't open it. You need to send that to AICI closed. This is membership. You don't actually need anything here, so you can have joined AICI, because some people who apply for CIC are not actually members of AICI, which I find kind of really weird. And they pay something like $1,000 for the privilege of getting their CIC. Why you do that, I don't know. Because you can get your first year's membership. But what they're saying is you don't even have to have been a membership with them for a year. So you can do all of this, join AICI and become and sit your CIC exam all in the same day. So you don't need time of service there. Okay, your professional. So they're going to be looking at how well organized your portfolio is. If they can't follow it, if it's not clear what is in section 1, what is in section 2, what is in section 3, you won't get a point. If it's not organized well, if it's not all there, and if it doesn't look pretty, you're going to lose points, which is why I actually think working with a Google site is a great way to go. I mean, if you want, you can, especially if you're in America, you can do a folder and post it. But for those of us on the other side of the world, you just don't know what's going to happen with the post, whether our post is going to get it there and in what conditions. I said, I got told my folders, luckily everything else lifted above, but apparently my folders, when I did my CIP, were looking like a dog's breakfast. And now with what you can do, you can make it look gorgeous. You can put all of this stuff in and have it laid out. So that's important. Now, you also need to have been an active member of AICI. So this is where, and I can almost see when people are going for their CIC when they start doing these things, because you need 2 points. So, we have a program called I Am Here For You, which is to help new members. That only gives, and you get 1 point for that every year. If you want 2 points, if you want to nail this and knock this off very quickly, I would become a committee member of your local chapter. Go and find out who is your local chapter and join in, and then in 12 months, you've got this. So this will, if you have never been a committee member, this will hold you up. You'll have to do other things, get involved in a chapter education day or conference. Or start up a city circle. So these are the 2 I would be doing, but get involved. And, a lot of chapters are starting now, but you need to have 12 months. So it may be you can't get your CIC now, but you can start the process. But this is something you need to have under your belt. So can I get a show of hands who is thinking, now that they've heard all this, that they may go ahead and do it? Because believe me, I would be so pleased to help you through this, to help you put your portfolios together, to help you get everything in place. Because the more you get ahead with your business, the more I know it will help you, because it just gives you that feeling that, yes, this is important and I'm going to stand out. And people love helping you. All right. Angel, you're all writing something. I hope you're all looking at going ahead with this. And look, if you're not involved in a chapter and you don't have a local chapter, great, Pat. Divya, fantastic. Angel, doesn't matter. You know what needs to be done. You know what you need to start thinking about. Marcella, I'm here. And for all of you, I am your Here For You buddy. All right. So for those of you who are here, you may not be interested in CIP just yet. But for those who are watching it later, I'm going to fill in what is involved. Now, for those who are thinking of doing CIP, I would definitely be using the Google Docs theory, the Google site, and putting in everything into a Google Doc and uploading it, because you can really make it look very pretty this way, very well organized, which is really, really important. So for those of you who are just at CIC, just hang in there for another 15 minutes, and then I can answer your questions at the end. So for CIP, there is a portfolio handbook, and you need to sign the code of ethics. You need to have done at least 96 hours of training in the previous 3 years from at least 2 different organizations. And you need to have done at least 30 hours with any other non-AICI program. So what they want to see is that you have been actively continuing your education as an image consultant. You didn't just do your training in the beginning and sit back. So this is important. And whatever you've used for CIC, you can't use again for CIP. So now you need to show your professional experience. You can be self-employed. You need to have a total of 40 points, which is 2 years full-time, 4 years part-time. But you don't necessarily have to have just been self-employed. See, I'm primarily here with Image Innovators. You know, if I was going for CIP now, I can use, I'm full-time here, 20 points. Well, actually, I'm not now. I'm only 4 days a week. But I am doing on my other, I reckon they'd have a challenge with me. Thank goodness I've got my CIP. Okay, you need 50 points. And you need to show that you have done, you only get 1 point. So you need to have done at least, for professional speaking, 3 points, a minimum of 3 hours, but you need to make up 50 hours in the previous 3 years through either training and delivery, coaching, or speaking. So they need to show that you have been actively working. You need to have developed your own products, and there's all different points in here. Whether you've shown you've created your own PowerPoints, you've created your own workbooks, your own coaching tools, authored books on image. So these can be ebooks, blogs, videos. This is where tools that we can use for free today, YouTube, you can create your own videos. Did you know if you get a green screen, you can put yourself on the back of anything? Now, and on my iPhone, I just want to quickly show you, where is it? Oh, I hate trying to find it. There it is, iMovie. Oh, okay. I'll do it another day, show you. Now, green screens are expensive, but green bed linen isn't. I'll show you how I have literally created a green screen. I looked at it. It's going to cost me somewhere between $40 and $60 for a bit of green fabric that was really no wider than what you can see at the back here. Aren't they beautiful flowers my boyfriend gave me? At the back here and down. It was going to cost $40 or $50. I went on and I bought green bed linen, a limey green, for a single bed. And yeah, I've got the best green screen ever. So you can make your own videos and have your own backgrounds on it. Watch what I'm doing. You can create your own products so easily. So if you're looking for a CIP, that's how you do it. Your business identity. So they need to see that you've been, you've got your website there, you've got social media sites, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them. You get points for all of that. Business cards, media appearances. Okay, look, not many of us have our own shows, but you may get yourself on radio, television, being interviewed, national magazines, newspapers. This is all kind of a lot easier now because there's a lot of online products. So, professional, you need to have been with AICI for a minimum of 2 years or one of the others. 5 points, leadership activities. So if we go up to this list up here, you just be a chapter, a local, I think that was international chapter. No, that is a local chapter board member. So if you get on your local chapter now, you will get 5 points towards what you're doing, rather than just being a committee member. And in 2 years, you'll have everything you need and more for CIP. You do need to have volunteered your time to a not-for-profit, whether it be Dress for Success, whether it be, I used to do, the Cancer Council's makeup. I can't even remember what it was called. Isn't that dreadful? But you need to be volunteering your time. Membership in any other image-related association. So, you know, if you're a member of National Speakers, Professional Speakers Association, any image awards and any other awards, that all goes towards it. Now, for CIP, you need 3 peer evaluations. So that is 3 other CIPs. And for those of you think you're doing it, here I am. I can, as long as I know what you're doing, can I tell you, if I have never seen you get engaged with us or seen you do anything, I hate to tell you, I don't hand out peer evaluations if I don't know the person. So they need to share what they can do. And 10 client evaluations. So you need to send them out to your clients. So you really almost need to send out 20, because half the time your clients don't fill them out. And lastly, they want to see that your portfolio looks well, it's sequential, it's well organized, it is clear, and that it looks good, which is why I sort of sat here yesterday when I was putting this together, and I thought, I think that total point was, yes, 30. So you can't even just get 5 for each. That's only 25. So you need to get a 10 for one of them. So 4 acceptables and an excellent will get you through. But I sat here and I thought, how can I make sure that you stand out? Hence I got the little stars and picture. And I went, all right, where can we do online portfolio preparations, which is why I came up with the idea of the Google site. You think I had shares in it, wouldn't you? Okay. With all of these, you need to get the points. But what is the full value to you? It will help you show that you're serious about your business. And it will show you that you're serious about your abilities, because you actually have to go out and continually educate yourself. Continually see what's going on. Not just sit back and go, you know, I did a course once. That's not good enough. I'm constantly getting education, constantly learning, so I can help you. It will give you global recognition. It will make you stand out. And what I hear from everyone when they do it, they go, oh, I got it. And it's not, it's like getting that ribbon, you know, when, you know, it's something you've achieved. It's a badge of honor. It is something to be proud of. So, as you can see, I'm kind of pretty proud of. I like, to be honest, what the AICI did for me as an image consultant. It made me feel I belong to something, because, and see, for all of you out there, you do actually have Anne and I. If you're in South Africa, you've got Kyla and Renelle, and if you're over in South America, you have Lula. But we're all part of a family, which is great, because being an image consultant 9 times out of 10 is a very lonely, insular profession. And a lot of people get excited and start and then fall by the wayside. And I remember when I first trained with Anne, She said, in my experience, I think she said 1 in 5 or 1 in 7 does something with their training. And I remember sitting there thinking, I will be that one. And well, I went out and I did, and I got all of this. But when I left, which was TAIC at the time, I was on my own. And I was kind of adrift. And so AICI brought me into another family. Everyone watching this, you're watching this because you are a member with us here. Whether you're a student, whether you're a casual member, whether you're a professional member, you actually have a family here where we all can all get together on Facebook and chat and support and let everyone know what we're doing. But can I tell you, having AICI and going to the global conferences and seeing other image consultants from around the globe, it is a lot of fun. So I don't want you to feel that you're on your own. I want you to know you are part of something bigger. But I'd also love to see you be serious about your business. Join not just us, but your professional association, and get those letters after your name, because there is a lot of study. You know what? We don't just go out and pick clothes up off a rack because they look good. We have a lot of education behind what we do. We have a lot of knowledge, and we need to position ourselves higher than the stylists in the store because we are educated a lot more than they are. And I think I can get off my soapbox now. All right, next month. So questions, anyone? Please start typing your questions in. You've got Anne doing the history of fashion, which is going to be fabulous. I know that one's just going to be amazing. So if you've got any questions, now is the time. Or you can always ask them on Facebook, because you know we are there. And yeah, but look, I'm here if there is anything you would like to ask. All right, I'm just going to wait for these last questions to come through. Pat, look, happy to be there to help you. Do you think I could learn this in? Yes, you can definitely do all this in Spanish. They'll have the exam in Spanish. Because we have, Marcella, we have such a huge community of consultants in South America, in Brazil, in Mexico, that they, and of course, you have my support in English, 100%. But if there's any other questions, certainly. And the interesting thing is, I said to you when you're here for the AICI Australia conference, I need to start. My boyfriend, man who buys me flowers, loves speaking Spanish, so I need to learn how to speak Spanish myself. Issa, how do I get reconnected? If your connection is gone, I will reconnect you. Interesting you bring that up. I've been going through it because a lot of it is dated. And I'm moving the affiliate training onto the same platform where our school is, and it will be free for everyone to do there. And I'm also uploading all of our other stuff. But Angel, I'll make sure your connection is working for you. I will do that after this email. And Divya, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see you in the classroom very soon. Oh, got everyone. Angel, pleasure. Marcella. And then I will go. Look, it's challenging, but it's exciting. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining in. It was lovely to see you, and goodbye.